Hello, I'm going to talk today about how you can improve your search results in Cloud Search. Improved search results lead to happier users, higher conversion rates, and ultimately to higher profits. But first, a bit of background on search and sorting. Results in Cloud Search always come back sorted, and they are sorted by what we call a rank expression. The default rank expression is simply text relevance, but you can also sort on a field like date or by price, or you can sort by a combination of text relevance, date, price, and other fields. Cloud Search has always let you control rank expressions via the console. You can go in and create your own rank expressions, give them a name. So this one we're going to combine text relevance and a function, the date. So we insert the text relevance and we add another function. Just for demonstration purposes, we'll say it's the log of the year. So that gives it a factor based on the time. And then we can submit that. But this change requires redeploying your instance, and that takes time. Recently, we announced query time rank expressions. This allows you to select your rank expression with each query, even defining a new rank expression for each query. This made it much faster to tune your search results, a process that involves making repeated queries and evaluating the results. But there's still room for improvement. The process can still be time-consuming as it's difficult to compare XML or JSON to evaluate the effects of your change on your search results. To help streamline this process, Amazon is announcing our new rank comparison feature. It's under the Run a search you see Compare Rank Expressions. If you want to follow along with the data that I'm using, I'm simply using the IMDb sample data set. You can just create a new domain, give it a name, which doesn't matter. Say use a predefined configuration, select IMDb Movies. Just do continue. Set default access so you can access it. And then it's initializing the domain, and that will take its usual 15 minutes or so. And then we'll skip ahead and we'll load in the IMDb sample data. Once the domain has become active, we need to put some data into it. So we're going to select predefined data for IMDb Movies again, and say continue. Upload documents. And there we go. To save time, I've switched over to a domain that I've preloaded all of the documents into. Now you select your domain and you select Compare Rank Expressions. You'll see a search box at the top. I'm going to just type in a search. And notice that I have two sets of results that are currently identical. At the top of each list of results, we have a rank expression that generated those results. We can now change that rank expression and see the effects. Now I searched for Harry, and as you can see there's some results that are obvious matches, like Harry Potter, and there's some that are less obvious, like Dragnet here. Dragnet is there because it stars Harry Morgan. Now, it's important that people be able to search by actors, but it's not as common a use case as searching by title. So what we want to do is weight the title a little bit more heavily. And we do this by going up to the field weight section, selecting title, and dragging it across. And when you're done, you see the effect of that change. All of a sudden we have a bunch of movies with Harry in the title that have moved up, as indicated by the little green arrow. A bunch of other movies that weren't even in the original set of top 25 results that have moved up into the top 10, as indicated by the plus. So now we can just eyeball that right now and say, does that look like a better set of results? We have all of the Harrys on the right and all sorts of diverse movies on the left. And if we scroll down on this side, we see a couple of more icons. The little red arrow indicates that that result moved down in the search results as a result of the change. And the little minus sign over on the left-hand side means that that result is no longer present in the top 25 results on the right-hand side. Okay, this is looking okay for this search, but let's try another search and see what we get. All right, as you can see, they all have Twilight in the title. But whether you like the movies or not, the more recent Twilight movies are probably searched for a lot more. So let's include another factor in our scoring. We have a field with the year the movie was released. Let's use that to affect the ranking. First, let's take a moment to look at the scores. They're about 700 over on this side, the side that we're playing with. So let's just, for example, add the year into the score. All right, so you can see that moved things up a little bit, and it really changed the score. As a matter of fact, if you think about it, a movie made in 2000 getting added to the score, a score of 700, is perhaps a little bit overkill. So perhaps what we need to do is adjust the year a little bit. Now on this tab over here, I've already done a query where I faceted on the year field, and Cloud Search gives me back the minimum and the maximum values. So the first movie in our database was made in 1920, so we really don't need to consider anything before that. So let's just subtract 1920 from the year. Note that as I put the parentheses in for a moment, as they're unbalanced, it indicates an error. And now we're back to good. But you can see that hasn't really changed the ordering, so I need to give it a little bit more of a nudge. So we'll multiply it by 3, and you can see the two most recent movies have now popped up to the top of the list. Now, of course, we should go back to our Harry query, and to several others, and make sure that this still works fairly well. So we've still got Harry Potter all at the top, Dirty Harry, Harry Brown. So this is actually looking reasonably good. Now, for a real domain, we would do, 20 or 50 more of these and make sure that things are really working well. Now, if you decide that this is working for you, one of the things that you can do is go over to the expressions here and say Save Expression, and we'll call this Title Year, since that's what it uses. And now we can go over to our rank expressions, and you can see there it is. You could also pass this in as part of the URL using it as a query time rank expression. Now, what factors you will use in your rank expressions depend on your data and your use cases. But we hope that this tool will help you tune your search results more quickly and more accurately. That's our program for today. I'm Tom Hill, and thanks for listening.